Hello, I'm Andy Maslen, the author of Persuasive Copywriting, which is now in its second edition, and I have been a professional copywriter since the mid-80s. So we all know that storytelling is a very powerful technique for copywriters, and we all know, I think, that it's rooted in human kind of evolutionary psychology. The question is, when are you telling a story? And when are you telling a good story? And to give you an example, what Nike did next is not a story, it's wishful thinking. And the reason it's wishful thinking is because brands can't be the hero. Now, their ad agencies might like to say that it is, but we know that human beings, or possibly stand-ins like rabbits or magic spiders, have to be the hero of our story. And the most obvious hero in your story would be your customer, I think. So another misconception that some copywriters and marketers have is that if it's long copy, it automatically makes it storytelling. I'm sorry, but that isn't true either. It could be 15 pages of corporate waffle. So that's what a story isn't. What is a story? What are our main ingredients? And we've already talked about one of them. It's the hero, or the protagonist, if you prefer, a single individual. And I would suggest, yes, that you choose a customer, because this is somebody that your reader can empathize with, can identify with. And the second ingredient your story needs to have is a problem. You know, the hero needs to be facing a problem. Now, in kind of classical storytelling, that would typically be a villain, a baddie. But the problem could be that the hero doesn't get home in time to see her 3-year-old daughter before she goes to bed, because she's still at work, working long hours. That could be great if you were selling productivity software or some kind of business tool that helps people get away from work earlier. Then there's what we call the narrative, which is the sequence of events. First they were having this problem, then they discovered your wonderful product, and then lo and behold, the resolution, or the end, which is where everything turns out happy in the end, and our productivity software solves the hero's problem, and she gets home to put her daughter to bed. It helps, I think, if you can locate your story in time and space, so you could have a line that says, I was talking to one of our customers last week and here's what she told me. That's a simple trick that immediately tunes in your story to the way your reader is used to thinking about stories. And then finally, you have what I would call a telling detail. And in this story we've been talking about, it's simply that the daughter is 3 years old. In fact, we don't say child, we say 3-year-old daughter. That's just enough to give your reader a hook to hang it on. And finally, as an example of the power of storytelling, the Wall Street Journal ran a direct mail letter with a story that began 25 years ago. For 25 years, unchanged, no changes to the copy, and it made them at that point $2 billion in revenue. So a brilliant example of the power of storytelling.